Hey guys, so I told you guys on my channel that I would be doing a Q&A video soon, and I just wanted to film it before I forget about it because I did post this on the community tab of my channel 2 weeks ago. So excuse me if I'm looking over here. I do have the page pulled up with the questions that were asked, and I did get a couple of questions via Instagram as well, so I will be addressing those as well. So I actually only got one multiple part question on my YouTube page, but I wanted to address the questions that I got via Instagram first because everything that was on my YouTube page is CNA or nursing related, and I wanted to answer the more personal life questions first, so then we can get those out of the way, and then the nursing questions will all be together, trying to group things, if that makes sense. So for the Instagram questions, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading them off of my phone. The first one is, will we ever see your husband and or stepson or my husband's family in any of my vlogs? My husband is shy about it, so I'm not really sure that you will see him in anything. He doesn't really, like, he loves YouTube. He loves watching YouTube videos. He loves watching the videos that I make. However, he feels like he would just kind of freeze up if he was in front of the camera and not know what to say, even though I tried to explain to him, all we're doing is vlogging life. You don't necessarily have to say anything other than how you would normally act. You don't have to necessarily do anything or be like have any type of personality other than your normal everyday personality, and just be who you are. So I don't know if you will see him on any vlogs. I would love it if he would want to participate, but as of right now, he doesn't understand, and he doesn't really feel comfortable making videos. So as far as my stepson, he would love to be in my videos, in some of my photo vlogs where it's been like family nature hike. I think that was the title of one of them, or there was another one. There were pictures of him in there. I don't know. I haven't really discussed like him being on my YouTube channel with his mom, or that side of his family. So I don't know. He's 15. He should have the right to choose for himself. However, you all know how that goes. And as far as my like in-laws, I don't really even think that they understand why I do YouTube. So I don't think that they will be making an appearance in my vlogs unless it's just through like pictures. If I do a photo vlog, when we went camping in Michigan, my husband's family obviously is who we went with. So there were pictures with my husband's family in them. So, if I post things like that on my channel, then obviously you would see his family. But as far as like being in a video where they're talking and it's showing interactions, I'm not exactly sure. So I don't know. There was another one and I just lost it. I don't know. The question just disappeared off my Instagram. So I don't know if they deleted it or what. But anyways, we'll get into the nursing related questions. And I just wanted to say before I begin there, these questions, I'm going to address them very lightly. If you would like me to like elaborate on the certain topics, let me know and I can make a whole separate video just on some of these topics because they are like loaded questions. There are 4 of them. So, question number 1. Your thoughts between the comparisons between working in a facility and home care, the pros and cons in your opinion. So I can make an entire video talking about this, pros and cons and all that. But like I said, I will touch on it lightly in this video. As far as working in a facility, I feel like we are understaffed, we are underappreciated, we're not treated well. There's a lot of nurse bullying, CNA bullying, coworker bullying in general going on that I personally have experienced multiple times in different facilities. Some of these facilities, it's like as long as you're a warm body, they don't care what you do. I have worked in facilities that are great. They are on top of it. Like all of their care is monitored, and people are making sure that residents and everybody is being taken care of. And I've worked in facilities where there are CNAs or nurses sleeping in resident rooms during night shift or evening shift, and administration just doesn't care, even after they've been told numerous times by numerous people on numerous shifts that it's happening. They don't care. Nothing is done about it. The person still works there, whatever. I've worked in facilities where it's nasty. They don't clean up. Housekeeping never cleans the floor, or they clean the floor like once a week, which is disgusting. It really just depends. As far as facilities, there's people who don't want to cooperate. They don't want to work as a team. And so when you have like 20 something patients, especially on night shift, you end up with a lot more. When you have 20 something patients to yourself and nobody's willing to help you, that makes things very, very difficult. What I like about home care is that it's you and the patient. So you're having that one-on-one interaction. You're able to form a bond, and you kind of feel like you're part of the family a lot of times if you get a good case. I've heard horror stories from friends of mine who worked in home care who, they just had horrible experiences where the house has been run down and nasty. They have roaches. It's real life. You deal with a lot of different things. You're dealing with different personalities, different backgrounds. It just depends on how well you're able to stomach certain things. So I would definitely say that home care is better if you are in nursing because you want a personal connection with someone. But, sometimes facility pays better than home care. It just really depends. I will make a separate video on that though if you'd like. Question number 2, how do you deal with difficult patients who refuse to be changed or washed? I have addressed this in previous videos, so I'm not going to make another video about it, but I will answer it here. As far as patients who refuse to be changed or washed, if they have dementia or Alzheimer's, this really bothers me when people force them, but sometimes with dementia and Alzheimer's, you have to sort of force them because they don't understand what's going on. There are ways to make it easier, but most of the time you are still going to get combative because they do not like being in the shower. This is especially true with dementia, Alzheimer's, confused patients. They get very combative. Work in pairs if you can. Get some backup. What I do is, if the person is not confused, is very with it, alert, and oriented, and they know exactly, what is going on. They have their wits about them, and they don't have dementia or Alzheimer's, like I said, or they're not confused, and they refuse, I will, first of all, tell the nurse. That's the top thing that you need to do, is let the nurse know that you tried to offer a shower or offer to change the person and they refused. Now, what I do is I will leave them alone for at least 20 minutes and then I will reapproach them, because I find that 20 minutes, sometimes it doesn't even take 20 minutes, but 20 minutes is usually a good time frame to leave the person, come back, and a lot of times they're calm. They don't even remember if they have dementia. But, I will still, like I said with dementia, sometimes you have to force them. I always try 3 times at least. But if it's been like over 2 weeks since this person has been showered or bathed, you need to. And sometimes you need to explain to the person, exactly what's going on, as far as haven't had a shower in a couple weeks now and we need to have you smelling good because of whatever. Sometimes it's okay to kind of, I don't know how to explain this. It's technically lying to the patient, but technically not. We did it a lot when I was working on memory care, just as far as like telling someone who we were having a hard time getting into the shower, someone with dementia. We would tell this woman that, you know, her husband was going to be coming to pick her up in the morning and that she needed to be showered so that she was ready to go in the morning because he was going to come pick her up early. And mind you, that most of the time would work. Sometimes it didn't. But I mean, you have to do what you have to do. And sometimes that's just part of what you have to do. Most of the time, they won't even remember past 15, 20 minutes if they last that long with the memory of them coming to pick them up in the morning. But obviously, you can't say that to someone who, you know, is very much with it and they don't have dementia. They're not confused. As far as changing a person, you know, if the person has dementia, you cannot just leave them like that because they probably don't even realize what is going on. If somebody is with it, I will leave them like that and approach them 3 times, like I said, letting the nurse know each time that they refuse. I will ask the nurse to go in and talk to the person. I will say, listen, this person keeps refusing. They will not let me change them. Can you go talk to them and explain to them, you know, that, you know, I just need to change them and then I will leave them alone, you know, something like that. Because sometimes people just don't want to be bothered. So, you know, there's different things that you can do, but it's just kind of, sometimes you got to tag team. Sometimes they'll let other people change them and they just don't want you to change them that day. It just depends on the person sometimes. So hopefully that answered your question with that. Question number 3, have you ever had a patient choke on your watch? How was it handled? I have not personally had someone choke when I was caring for them. When I was in nursing school, I had an experience. I don't know if I've made a video about this actually, that I actually called Adult Protective Services on the nursing facility that I was doing clinicals at, my very first geriatric clinicals. And, you know, I had to report them. I can make a separate video about that, but I have not personally had a patient choke when I was caring for them. But like I said, if you want to know more about that specific incident when I was in nursing school and at clinicals, let me know. Question number 4. Do you have much experience with patients with dementia? Any tips and knowledge you would like to share, perhaps on another video? So, like I said, I have made multiple videos about dementia and different tips and tricks of dealing with people or caring for people who have dementia. I will tell you, it is very interesting. I love it. I love when, you know, they have those flashes of lucidity where they know, you know, they remember things and they know who they are. And, you know, it's just very sweet to watch that happen and to see people remember, especially when their family's there and, you know, they're visiting with their families. It is very hard, especially since a lot of times with dementia and Alzheimer's, those people are there for sometimes years, sometimes a short time, and you are able to form a bond with these people most of the time. And they can be some of the most difficult patients to care for, but I also feel like it's one of the most rewarding fields to work in. So I can make a separate video about it if you like need tips or something specific. Please message me. You know who you are that asked this question. Please message me or leave a comment on a video that I post to just let me know what you would like more in-depth information on, and I can definitely do that because, you know, dementia and Alzheimer's is the actual reason why I became a CNA in the first place. My grandma was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and she passed away when I was in my CNA training class. So, she was the reason why I became a CNA, because of her Alzheimer's. It inspired me to kind of give back to the people who took care of my grandma, because I was not able to be there to care for her myself. So, just let me know, like I said, if there's specific things you need tips on. I have made a few other videos, but some of the tips that I've given have been kind of interspersed through the CNA vlogs that I've posted, so you might not have caught some of them. So like I said, just let me know if it's feeding, bathing, dressing, whatever the case may be. End of life as well, I can give tips on that. When they go on hospice, all of that stuff. Just let me know what it is that you'd like more specific tips and advice on, and I can do that for you. But anyways, I'm sorry this video has been so long. I didn't intend for it to be this long, but I hope you enjoyed. Again, if there's any questions that you would like me to answer in a future Q&A, let me know, and I will talk to you guys again in my next video.